Hello,
Hey.
everyone. Welcome to the Rooster Teeth podcast. This episode sponsored by Honey, Stamps.com, and ExpressVPN. I'm Barbara.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Chad.
I'm Blake. I was anticipating it being me. I didn't know what order it was going to go in.
They like to keep
Off
you on
to
your
a great
toes.
start.
Who's drinking?
What's up, guys?
I'm drinking, Gavin.
Wait, drinking
Dinner
what?
time.
All right, so
Shit.
hold on. We have wine, we have White Claw. Oh, that way. And then we have vodka here. Blaine, what do you got?
Little ASMR for you guys.
Sweet water. Should I go get a beer? I should go get a beer, huh?
You should go get a beer.
I'm going to go get a beer.
Then we
Yeah,
got
peer
everything
pressure. I was drinking wine last week. I was drinking wine last week, and I'm pretty sure Gavin was like, "Oh, I should have had a bev," or maybe you did.
I think I had one claw last week.
It's okay, Gav. I have a backup.
Oh, nice. So I'll be honest,
That wasn't
guys.
in preparation
White
for the
Claw.
podcast. This is just where I play video games, so there's always booze at hand.
I'll be honest. I've nothing has happened in my life since the last podcast.
Oh, really?
Absolutely nothing. I've got nothing.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, guys.
Yeah, you know, it's a good episode. There's nothing.
And I'm
in
not-
like you being stir crazy for a week straight. You didn't like think of anything to entertain yourself or do anything.
I mean, I've been working. I've been editing and shit. That doesn't really count. I don't really talk about that on podcasts.
Right.
You know what I think we should do then, Gavin?
What's that?
Is let's just drink a lot and then we'll see what happens on this podcast.
That'd be great. I just told my wife,
Whoa,
hey,
folks.
I need you to watch the kids because I got to go do the podcast. She's like, okay. And I just
Oh.
come down, just completely smashed. That'll be awesome.
Chad, your hair is phenomenal these days. I like that the soundboard sounds like
Thanks.
it's taking a shit, like it's literally in a bathroom dumping.
I'm sure it
Yeah.
sounds better on the other side, but for us, yeah, it's not the
Yeah.
best.
I think everybody's hair is going fucking wild. Like now that there's no haircuts, and I've just embraced headbands, and I fucking love it. Like I'm gonna let my shit grow out, and I'm gonna go full 70s, and I'm excited about it.
You
I'm
can
excited
pull
to
that
see
off.
Some of the chat told me to wash my hair. It is. This isn't clean. I just haven't done anything to it.
I think they're used to seeing it with a little bit of product, and they think that that's clean.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, they're not used to seeing it with product. They're used to seeing it covered 90% in a hat.
It's even worse without the headphones.
Well, usually there's a little bit.
Yes, I'd like to buy some Converse, Mr. Jimmy's guy. Hey,
Okay,
did
bro.
you know
Would you also like a skate deck? Sorry,
there's a bowl in here?
Yeah, it actually it helps aerate it, so when you're pouring it, it doesn't get all messed up. It helps limit the pour so that you get less head.
Man, I could
Wow,
do with a
perfect
Guinness
amount.
right now.
What'd you say, Gavin?
I really fancy a Guinness right now.
I got
remember the last
3
time I had a
extras if
Guinness.
you want one. All right, I'm going in.
You just had to solve the mystery and see the ball, huh?
All right, well, there's that.
Careful.
Isn't the ball called a widget?
No, I think it's called a snitch.
Okay.
It's
That's a
called
Harry
a
Potter joke.
testicle.
You're trying to somebody get ready to call 911. Blaine's taking a finger off on this episode.
Jesus Christ.
I don't want
Don't
it to
drink
pour
the
on my
ball.
neck.
Joke on the ball.
Hold on. It's coming out. Oh, it's all right.
Every time you keep thinking you're gonna the ball's gonna go straight in your mouth. Phrasing, but yeah.
I have the same issue. Worry every day.
It's coming out. Here we go.
Dutch
There
is
it is.
concerned. Dutch is. Oh,
Wow.
whoa! That's way bigger than I thought.
It
No.
was so worth that whole time.
There's shit inside of it. I mean, not actual shit. At least I hope on it.
Cool.
Oh, you should draw a
open.
little mark on it and then use it as an eyeball.
Wait, like just swap my eyeballs out? Just like
Yeah,
have
it's
it.
like hold it in like a monocle.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
That's a fun little quarantine activity.
Yeah.
Just take one of your eyes out.
Barbara, I love
Sure.
your lighting.
You love my lighting?
Your lighting, yeah, it looks very nice and
Thank
flat
you.
and good.
Thank you. I have a ring light behind me, and then I just got this little light panel that we could place anywhere. So it's really nice.
And nice couch.
All right, listen.
He's gonna.
I knew that. I knew Gavin would bring this up because he wants to fucking joke about it. But last week I did this podcast with this couch, which, by the way, is a gray fabric pull-out bed couch. All right,
It's not black and leather.
It's not a creamy black leather couch that everyone was saying it was. Everyone's like, Barbara's got the casting couch behind her. He's got the casting couch.
But Gavin did ask you a question right before we got started about that couch.
Yeah, because I was talking about this couch and my complaint about how everyone was calling it a casting couch. And then Gavin proceeded to say,
well, to be honest, Barbara, have you ever been railed on that couch? That was
answer the question, Barbara. The numbers, Mason.
I think she did.
Silently. I had a fuck couch from college.
Oh god.
It was just like it was like one of those couches that like you run your hand over it and then it changes like the look, like the pattern. Like you know
like
what I'm talking
one of those
about?
pillows, like the sequence pillows?
It was like that, but it's like fabric though. It wasn't
It's
like sequins.
like
Felt?
felt?
Sequins couch sounds awful.
Like felt or satin?
We're gonna go with satin. Yeah.
All right.
But anyways, that thing was like woof. Woof. It wasn't wait.
Eric in the chat. So we have Eric Badur in like a little chat window with all of us, just like to go over podcast stuff. And then he said, and you come on in it and it changes the look again.
That's right.
Something's happened to Eric. The
like
quarantine is getting to Eric.
Yeah.
My favorite part is Eric at 5:01 when the intro starts to play goes, "It's the song."
He's also got Here We Go. He's getting all hyped.
He's getting so excited about the intro song.
Here we go.
Guys, I'm just happy to be here with all my best friends doing the podcast. Thank you so much.
You should show your camera.
That soundboard got really specific.
No, that's okay.
Huh?
Eric, you look great
Thank
today.
you.
Eric, you look
I'm
good.
in quarantine.
Aren't
We're
we
all in quarantine, Eric.
I really hate all of you.
That wasn't
that was the soundboard.
me.
Now we could tell because, as Gavin said, it sounds like it's in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Guys,
I just remembered
don't even know.
John slept on the fuck couch. Now that I was thinking about it, when he was
Oh,
going through
really?
his
Tell him? You didn't clean it for him?
He might
He does
contribute
now.
to it. I don't know. No, yeah, he definitely slept on that. Don't tell John, chat.
I wouldn't want to
Slacking
sleep.
John now.
I feel like I wouldn't want to do it on something that isn't machine washable.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, most couch cushions, you could just unzip, right, and then pull the couch.
Well, yeah,
up.
but I mean,
Or the cushion.
Do you come inside?
Oh wow, we are right out the gate. Oh my god.
So he's in a bit of an impasse because like he's not just talking about an anonymous partner, he's talking specifically about Meg if he says this.
Yeah,
so then everybody's gonna know, and then they're gonna go to Meg.
He can't stop.
He's in a pickle. He cannot say.
I feel like you and I, Barbara, just try and ruin each other's day with our questions. Like for some reason, whenever I ask you about stuff, I always use the phrase "railed." I don't think I ever say that for anyone else, but for some reason, it's always just
Barb?
you who's getting railed.
Oh my god!
Listen, other people make love. Barbara gets railed.
Yeah, it's true. Have my whole life, not gonna stop now, baby.
I have 2 children and a vasectomy, so there's your question answered.
Oh, wow.
I was talking to Eric, and we were discussing the finer points of quarantine and how like dudes who cheat on their wives probably are having a really tough time right now.
Jesus Christ!
But like also like there's probably either tons of fights or tons of people fucking. Like those two things are happening right now around the world.
Well, I think we talked about it last week about how there's got to be like a baby boom in December or like around then from this. The Cove kids.
Yeah.
Cove kids. Do you think there'll be a generation? I mean, like, what are we at? Millennials? Gen X?
No, I think Gen X is the one above us.
Gen Z?
Gen Z? Are we through Gen Z?
Gen Z?
Are we done with Gen Z?
I don't think so.
Because, like, if this is the new, like, generation, I bet they're going to be COVID named related.
Yeah, our pandemic.
Quarantina.
Somebody will name someone will name their kid that.
Wait, so
Hi, I'm
Gen Z
Quarantina.
ended in 2015.
Social distancing.
So what is the current gen? Because they're clearly not saying much yet. But what's the name of this gen?
It says Google says PlayStation 4. It says Generation Z, people born from
I think
greatest
it's like
generation. Oh, that's 1901. I'm reading it backwards.
Gen Fortnite.
Generation
I mean,
Alpha?
if this new generation isn't called Gen C, then they're doing it wrong.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Man, I'll tell you what though, the baby boom that happens from this is gonna all be like couples that didn't already have children. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, because everyone who's married with kids is not banging right now.
Dude, it is like I cannot. There's like a part we have our weekly scrum meeting, and I just give like the latest insane update that like what my children have been doing as they're just stuck at home while we're working from home. Kira has literally busted down a hole in our fence so that she could play with the neighbor boy, her friend, behind her. The other day I was cooking food, and then the door busted open, and in comes Kira, Logan, my son, and their friend. He just came into my house, and I was like, "What?" Like, get out! And then I look, and then they're like, "Yeah, we did it!" Like they were fucking stoked, and I'm like, "Okay, first of all, like social distancing, but also, oh god, yeah, there's a giant hole in the fence now. Cool." So now they play at the hole in the fence like they're like it's like a prison exchange.
Blade, are you kidding?
Did you bust out condoms?
Huh?
What? You got a nice,
sorry.
He's got a presentation box of Johnny's.
Oh, sorry.
Was that you just trying to say that you fuck?
What?
I feel left out on this conversation, so let me just pull out my box of condoms to talk about.
I'll be honest.
While
Chad was talking, I kind of wasn't paying too much attention to Blaine, and it looked like slices of cheese in the corner of my eye.
The joke I'm making is Chad's stories are the greatest. Hello, Dutch are the greatest form of
contraceptive.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I do not want to have kids. You sound like you've been having a fucking festival,
dude. And it's like I love my kids; they're great. But it's like,
oh, for sure,
dude. It's so important to be able to have time away. Like that's it's for your own health.
So do you have a room that you can just lock the door of and hide for an hour or two?
So
it's called a panic room
because like all of our doors that have locks on the inside, you know, they have locks, but like you could literally get any object that could just fit into that little slot on the outside and turn it. And my daughter's learned how to do that because one of the fun games that my son likes to play is go find a door with a lock, shut himself in it, and lock the door, and then laugh while we're like, get out of the room.
I love that game.
Yeah. Especially when he finds something dangerous and then just starts to run with it. And then he goes and locks himself in there. And I'm like, how'd you get those scissors?
My niece and nephew have been raising hell at my sister's place. My niece locked my sister out of her house while they were supposed to be outside playing. She was like, hey, we're going to go outside. And then she was like, she locked herself in because she said she needed to go to the bathroom. And then she also caught the microwave on fire. There started a fire in the kitchen.
Oh, damn.
Jesus Christ.
Logan has no fear of the electrical sockets, no matter how many times I tell him, and it scares the hell out of me. Like, we even have like the little protected ones.
Didn't your other kid blast herself with the socket?
Yes, she did. So it's like you would think.
You told us on the RT podcast before?
I did. I think the last time I was on, I told the story about Kira sticking the necklace in the light socket, and we have not changed it. It still works, but like it's there with the scorch marks as a reminder. So.
My sister has one of those
in her teens. Oh yeah.
Yeah, she said she walked in on her son and he just looked like kind of distant and scared, and so did her daughter. and then her son just went, fire finger, and she was like, what are you talking about? I'm not gonna say his name. They just wouldn't say who did it, and they still to this day don't know who started like the fire finger.
Fire finger.
That's exactly what she did.
Ew, really?
Yeah, she's really creepy.
Kids are creepy as fuck.
Yup. Yeah, sometimes they say weird shit. But yeah, lately Logan, we have this like in our upstairs walkway. We have a cutout that looks down into our living room, and like lately he's just been like hey, I'm gonna jump and grab it, and he's like trying to pull himself up, and I'm just like, no, like he has no sense of danger at all. Like fire, doesn't give a shit. He's burned himself before, and then he's just like, ow, and then the next time he's like, fire, ha, and then went for it again. So it's like
letting him hurt himself and then have him learn that way. That's how it works, right?
I'm waiting for the learn, but also it's like I don't like. April and I've already said we're like, this is the first kid we take to the hospital, like 100%, no question about it. And so I'm just like, I really hope it's not something bad enough to like seriously injure him.
I feel like you need to start padding your house immediately.
Oh, that's what it feels like, man.
You don't want to go to the fucking hospital right now.
Yeah, dude, we ordered Total Wine, started doing drop off or delivery, not delivery, pickup orders. So you can just like drive your car up, and like the day they announced that, April texted me and was like, Total Wine's doing pickup orders. I was like, okay. She's like, I already placed an order, and we bought like an absurd amount of like wine and booze because it's just like it's the only thing getting us through. I'm gonna be real.
You turned into the wine cellar.
Yeah.
I have 24 White Claws. I think this is the second one from the box, but that's if I have one a week, that's enough to last me like 6 months of podcasts.
There you go.
I just did the same bottle of wine I had on the podcast last week, and I got like screw tops so I could easily close and reopen them. But yeah, I never drink except on podcasts.
I happen to work for a business that happened to get sponsored by a beer company, and there happened to be a few cases that ended up in my refrigerator right before the quarantine.
Hey,
I'm pretty good on beer for a bit.
I walk into the kitchen and Blaine's got like the crates under his arms, and he just looks at me. He's like, I mean, there's a lot. And Todd was saying people were drinking them, and I was like, I don't give a shit, dude. Go for it. More power to you. Like, I was like, in fact, you're missing one of this brand, right? And then you're like, oh, okay, good.
Right.
This episode of the Rooster Teeth podcast is brought to you by Honey. You know that Honey is the free online shopping tool that automatically finds the best promo codes and applies them to your cart, and you know how great it feels to save. But how does it feel to save with Honey? Saving with Honey feels like sliding into a seat on the train just before the doors close, hitting every green light on your commute, or finishing up your podcast episode right as you walk into work. With Honey, it doesn't matter what you're looking to buy. You just hit one button. It's so easy. It goes through all the different coupon codes and automatically applies them. It's so easy to get set up. It's super useful. You don't even have to think about it until you're checking out, and you just see it right there. Money saved. Honey supports over 30,000 stores online like Best Buy and Target, and they're adding new stores every day. Honey has over 18 million users that have saved more than $2 billion. It's $2 billion with a B for free. And that's why it has over 100,000 5-star reviews on the Google Chrome store. Using Honey feels pretty great. Just think of it as a little daily victory. Plus, it's free to use and installs in just a few seconds. Get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/rooster. That's joinhoney.com/rooster.
So what is your guys' most difficult show to keep making during these times?
That's a good question.
I mean, is that an
anything
answer?
scripted?
yeah, we haven't been able to do. We wanted to start doing some scripted stuff again soon, and this kind of put a lot of stuff on hold for us. But I think it's like anything where we're typically physical with each other. So we have a new series, Hard Mode, that we've been doing, which usually involves like us getting physical, and we can't really do that obviously now. But also the RT Inbox show, because we're not getting mail either right now. So and not being together either to do stuff. So
you could open your bills.
That's not
super
bad.
fun. Yeah, this is wow. Got another payment coming. Crazy.
Well, I was trying to
Just
bring back
micro
immersion,
leverage.
but everything's been kind of difficult, you know. Gavin,
Don't
What?
I made an immersion
There's gonna
joke.
be half the people in the chat who are like,
Oh fuck! No,
Wait a
no, no.
minute.
You just broke some hearts, man. You could still do it. Just do it. It's immersion. The Sims. That's what we're doing right now.
There
oh
it
my
is.
God,
This whole
perfect.
thing is an immersion. And Bernie's
Quick,
gonna come
someone
to your
build me a
house in
swimming
a lab
pool.
coat.
Someone build me a swimming pool and take out the ladder.
Oh, it feels like all of us right now. We are all Sims in the swimming pool without a ladder.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone deleted our
What
doors.
about you, Jeff?
What about the hardest show to make?
Yeah.
I'm finding it very difficult to film slow-mo guys.
And here I am pouring out this White Claw very slowly.
Can't you just
And
do it
Dan-
with just you, or do you need Dan?
I can do it with just me. I've done some without Dan, but I don't know. I wish he could come and film with me. I'm fine making them on my own. They're just not as fun for me.
You sound like you're like breaking up there for a second. Like, it's just hard for me to film them.
I'm really sad about it, Blaine.
I miss Dan.
I miss Dan. Half the
You saw
time
that
Dan
last
comes
time?
into town, you don't even tell me he's in town, and it makes me sad.
You saw him last time he was in town as he spilt water all over the table in front of the waitress.
Fuck yeah. That was a classic Dan move. I miss him so much.
To think that was like right before this all started is
That
really
was like
weird.
the last social event I did.
Yeah, me too.
Same.
And it was nice and it was fun. And I was like, man, I forget how much I like sort of hanging out with friends. This is great. We should do this. Is a good group. We should do this again. And then the world ended.
We
You know what,
literally
guys?
said
I think
that.
after this, I'm going to make this a regular thing. I'm going to be diligent about it. I'm going to make sure to do it every single week.
Oh, man.
What's crazy is like so many people are using this time like to just improve their homes. Like I see it like anytime I've had to go out, like somebody's like planting trees or like building a porch or a deck or something. And like I just see like all my friends, I see updates on like social media and they're like, look, we just like put this into our backyard. We made a planter. And then I'm like, I can get in on that. So like I ripped up all the carpet in April's office. Then I bought like, so I got a really good deal on some cheap laminate hardwood flooring, but it looks like nice hardwood. And so like that's gonna be a project I take on whenever I have a moment.
I was going to ask,
you guys...
when are you possibly going to have time for that?
I don't know. I'll try and turn it into a game so that maybe they can get the kids to help me.
He ripped up the carpet and didn't think about what happened after that. He just like,
actually, it's been really great because now we're just like, we don't care. It's just concrete. So like the kids were in there drawing with chalk, and April and I both are just like, yes, entertain yourselves.
They think that they're doing something forbidden, and you're like, oh no, don't
oh no, oh don't do that.
No, we're getting drunk.
Yeah, I've been hanging a lot of stuff. I've been putting a lot of stuff on the walls, stuff that's just been lent against the wall for a long time. Now's the time to be like, yeah, I'll get the toolbox. I'll stick that up.
April did that for me. She see those?
Oh.
No, there it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
very nice.
Yeah,
Too. Look at that.
those are from a fantasy series that I like that she had ordered me as a Christmas gift like forever, like last year, and then I didn't ever hang them up, so she did it.
My girlfriend. Go ahead.
I feel like I am failing as a female by not understanding interior decorating at all. Like every girl I know is a masterful interior decorator. And this is my attempt at anything. I put one painting up and I put a blanket on my casting couch.
Your fuck couch. My girlfriend has proceeded to organize every square inch of my apartment, and I'm not complaining at all. Like all my cabinets and food are just like perfectly like I was like working today and I looked over and she was like folding up a bunch of clothes on my bed, and then I went in, she was like, all right, here's your underwear, here's your athletic shorts, tank tops, headbands, and like everything was like perfectly organized. And
Wow.
cool, thanks man. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
Man, girls rock. Girls are so great.
Specifically Kelly.
Yeah,
I
Kelly's
love that you're trying. Is she Blaine? Are you okay? Blink twice if she's listening right now. Because
You guys are-
like, oh, girls are so nice, and he's like,
you guys are
specifically
doing
Kelly.
something fun on Thursday, Blaine.
Wait,
Do you
we
wanna talk
were?
about that? You're going to be doing something fun on Thursday.
Yeah, I was like, sex? I don't know.
Yeah, Grail.
We're doing a live stream. That's not sex. That's Barbara's couch. That's what that's for. No, we're gonna do a fitness stream. I think at 1 p.m. Central Time. So Kelly's an actual personal trainer. She does group X or exercise, not group sex. Common misconception.
Real close.
I'm already getting buzzed by the fucking Guinness. I haven't drank in so long.
Well, Barb, can you get the couch out of here? It's affecting Blaine, all right?
I can't focus with your fuck couch in the background. Anyways, we're gonna be joined by a couple of RT talent, and we're gonna be doing exercise for like an hour or two, maybe hour and a half, and then we'll be answering questions in chat. Because I'm getting like me and John are both getting blown up by people with like home workout questions, so we'll try to answer them there. And you won't need to bring any equipment. You can just wear tennis shoes and some nice athletic clothes, and we'll work you out.
Or if you just
Yeah,
want to
maybe
hang out
a
and watch, that's
bottle of
fine
water.
too.
Yeah, some water would be good.
Yeah, it's weird
Yeah,
not
see-
exercising too much. Like I've been trying to go on walks, but like today I was editing all day, and then I didn't do any exercise, and now I feel like tonight I'm going to struggle sleeping. And it's like I need to go for a run after this.
Yeah.
What is your typical exercise like outside of this whole situation?
I walk a lot. And honestly, just not having a car means that I just walk a lot by default, just doing day-to-day things. But now I'm not doing any of those things. And I have noticed like a pent-up energy that I have nothing to use it on.
Well, do you want to borrow my couch?
It's crazy because like sitting at home and working at home, the day fucking flies. Like it's already 5:30 and I feel like I just woke up.
Does it not fly when you go to
Blaine
work?
just woke up.
No, it goes super slow. And like
Really? I feel like it goes so much faster at work.
No, man, because like even just the process of waking up and then getting to work and then settling in for work and then like by the time I reach lunch, I'm like, oh man, wow, this day's flown, you know. But like here, it's like I fucking blink and it's 6 p.m. already.
For me, it's a mix of the two, where the day goes by really fast now. I don't know if you guys can hear Trevor.
Trevor recording.
That's Trevor.
I think he is.
What he's doing. We can hear him yelling.
He's getting very frustrated over some game, I think, or he's acting. I can't tell.
Is he recording a achievement hunter right now?
I don't know. Because you're here.
You should try and out yell him.
Yeah, the RT podcast is really great when it's live right now at 5, like you knew it was gonna be.
Eric's screaming louder, louder, more.
I just texted Trevor. What are you yelling about, bud?
Trevor's gonna get concerned because he knows what room you're in and he knows what couch is in there. He's gonna start.
I think it's something else. What was I saying before?
Your days are a mixture of long and short, I think is what you're saying.
Oh yeah. No, it's they feel shorter, like the days themselves feel shorter. I agree with you, Blaine.
Yeah.
But the weeks, like when I look back, I'm like, holy shit, it's only been a week. Like we only went into quarantine on what was it, the 24th? It's only been like a week and a half.
For real. That's so crazy. Yeah.
Like that, like,
a bunch of us before,
way
like,
longer.
Before it got like even more serious, a bunch of us were like, okay, we're gonna go into the office, and the beginning of the week at least, we're just gonna like try and bang out as much content as we possibly can. And yeah, it feels like I've been in my house for a year. Like it is wild. And the only reason I know like what day it is because of work. Like I'm like, oh, calendar. Like I need to see we have these meetings. And that's actually been really cool too, man. Like we have instituted a policy that like everyone has to have their webcam on, like in our scrum pretty much. And so like we spend like probably 20% of our meeting that we should be talking about work stuff, just like joking around. And I think it's because we're all just like desperately just like, God, I miss hanging out with all of you guys, and like please some social interaction would be amazing.
Right. There is one of my favorite responses ever. So I don't know if someone in broadcast could pull up my tweet that I tweeted earlier today of all of us. Of us. Yeah. So Gus had his webcam like this. Like basically all we could see was the top of his head. This was his webcam.
And it was like a brick background. Like it looked like he was doing like shitty at home stand-up comedy.
And so all of us recreated this. And I don't know if we could pull it up, but my favorite response, I could just show it on the camera. So this was Todd. They had a fake Zoom background, and someone just responded to my tweet that says, "Why does Todd Womack look like he's in Ants, the movie?"
He totally does.
I fucking lost it.
Oh, that's so good.
If ants were bald and white.
Well, so the other thing that looks so weird is he had his headphones on, and the further back he got, then like whatever program was trying to replace the background kept taking out his ears. So, oh god.
I don't know whether it's just because I'm not seeing a lot of other human faces, but I feel like everyone looks more attractive. Like I'm so excited to see another face that it's more appealing than it usually is.
It's a combination of that and fear with me, because I still take my dog out to go walk and, like go out and just like walk around the neighborhood just to kind of get out and get in the air and stuff like that. But if I encounter another pedestrian, it's just like,
Yeah.
like I like, you got to keep the distance, and they're thinking the same thing most of the time. And yeah, but it's also one of those things where you're like, friend, but then you also like, no, it's so weird.
How many
Are you
times
wearing
have you guys
masks?
done?
What's up?
Well, they say you're supposed to wear masks now. Have you been wearing a mask when you go out?
Yeah, I look like a shitty train robber.
So I didn't have a mask. So April learned how to make a one out of cloth, like using this folding method and like some ribbon. I'm gonna send this to Michael. Should I send it to you, Eric? Who should I send that to? So you bring it up.
Reach for the
Send it to me or
sky.
broadcast.
All right.
Yeah, I went out looking like this the other day.
Oh my god.
Oh wow.
It's like I'm Gavin Free and I don't want people to know who I am, but I'm wearing a Rooster T-shirt right now.
My problem is,
Excuse me, are you Gavin Free? Oh no.
I think you may know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Dude, your Gavin impression every time.
You sound
It's
like
just-
Mrs.
you go-
Doubtfire when
You
you
go
do it.
so high. That's
I
the
sound like
every
Eric
time.
Idle from Monty Python.
Yeah, every
Oh,
time
like
I just
Mrs.
sound like I'm a
Doubtfire.
rodent. Yeah, or Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh, darling. Ooh.
See, Gavin, I feel for you because like you have to deal with this on a daily basis when people are quoting you doing a terrible accent.
Yeah, but the thing is, they replace the first word of every sentence with "oh."
Are you saying that that's not right?
Well, then, how do people impersonate? Oh my god, Chad, you look horrifying.
I look
That's a
like
guy
I'm
that
about
just
to go
murdered someone.
fight in the division. Like, why are we
You should
punching
take
into
this as
my
your new
eyes?
look.
That's like
Yeah,
a
there we go.
skeleton face, and you fucked up the skeleton, like the alignment. You could have made it to where you had skeleton mouth, and it's just like, ugh.
Well, so I specifically like because that was the bandana that we got from the Voodoo Ranger video.
Yeah.
Where we fought Achievement Hunter and really fucked up our office. It's so,
Yeah,
but
we
I
were
specifically
sitting
was like,
cheese for like 3 hours.
dude, so much cheese. There's still some on my shoes. I scrubbed it off, but like I can still see the faint hint of like where it used to be. When we did that.
Good times.
Hold on, I'm trying to find it.
Hey, when people
Everything-
Why are you flopping your head all around it straight?
impersonate
It's
you
not-
guys, like Chad and Barb, what do they sound like?
Oh
Like if you were
god,
to
I get.
impersonate yourself.
Oh, they always do the like, hey yeah, bro, hey. Like it gets like extra like Cali fucking douche bro. So that's fun.
People don't really imitate me unless they're like trying to do like an extreme Canadian accent, which is funny because a couple people commented on last week's podcast saying I sound more Canadian, and it's probably because I haven't been around as many Americans as I usually am, so it's coming back.
Don't you spend every waking second with Trevor?
Yeah, but I guess maybe I'm more comfortable around him, so I feel like I could be more myself, and I'm not as comfortable around everyone else at work.
I'm offended.
What if Trevor in content and comes back to work and he just sounds like, "Oh hey, how you doing?"
Oh, yeah, you fucking
Hey.
loser.
You alright, eh?
Trevor Coleman is
Go
at your
film some
service.
videos there.
I saw the most Canadian thing today online. Someone was getting poutine delivered to them, and some guy came out of the restaurant holding a bag of poutine on a hockey stick and like put it into their car.
That's good.
And then the guy just goes, "Thank you, I'm sorry," and then drives
Yeah.
away.
Oh yeah,
sorry,
oh,
bye.
sorry.
Sorry.
I do say sorry a lot. That's probably the most Canadian thing I do.
That's true.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Is it? Yeah, I was gonna say, or are you sorry?
This episode of the Rooster Teeth Podcast is brought to you by Stamps.com. Back in the day, sending red vs. blue DVDs through the mail was a big job, and one of the toughest parts of making and selling products online is the shipping. No one really has time to go to the post office. It's a real hassle, but don't worry. Anything you do at the post office, you can do at Stamps.com. You can print postage on demand and skip those lines and crowds at the post office. Plus, you can actually save some money with discounts you can't even get at the post office. Stamps.com brings all the services of the U.S. Postal Service right to your computer in the safety and comfort of your own home, office, or anywhere else you're hunkering down right now. Whether you're a small business sending invoices or an online seller shipping out products or just working from home and you need to mail stuff, Stamps.com can handle it all with ease. You simply use your computer to print official U.S. postage 24/7 for any letter, any package, any class of mail, anywhere you want to send. And once your mail is ready, just leave it for your mail carrier, schedule a free package pickup, or drop it in any mailbox. It's that simple. And like I said, with Stamps.com, you get great discounts too. 5 cents off every first-class stamp and up to 40% off USPS shipping rates. And now, in addition to offering discounted U.S. postal rates, Stamps.com also offers UPS services with discount rates up to 62%. With Stamps.com, you only have to pay the UPS residential surcharges. Forget about it. Right now, our listeners get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale without any long-term commitment. Just go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage and type in Rooster. That's Stamps.com, type in Rooster.
Have you discovered like any new hobbies or anything? Like, have you like, I want to get back to, so hold on. I got these little Star Wars guys, and this was my like painting station. And I started doing like Star Wars miniatures, and I want to get back into that, but I've been too fucking busy with work. So I haven't gotten into it yet. By the time I'm done with work, I'm like too tired.
I want to get into more like physical, like DIY stuff. Like I've got a bunch of tools that mainly came from Slow-Mo guys, but like I can cut wood and build shit. I can't. Like I don't know how to do any of that, but I really want to try. But I also don't want to end up in the emergency room mid, COVID pandemic. It's a bad time to go to the hospital for something else. So I'm just like, I've got all this time and this stuff, and I'm like, nah, I'm not doing it.
I really want to get into power tools, but
might I suggest reading?
I posted a picture on my Instagram story last night. It was my bench press setup. And basically, so Bernie, a long time ago, brought this like curl / like close grip bench press barbell to work. And he left it up at the office, and then we started accumulating weights, and then we started using those weights for production things. Like we would put them on the jib so that it was the counterweight to the camera. So like when I was the last time I was up at the office, I saw that sitting there. No one was using it. It was over in broadcast. And I was like, hey, broadcast, I'm stealing this. So like I took all of Bernie's weights back to my house, and that's what I've been lifting with. But I don't have a rack or anything like that. So the other day to make a bench press, I set up 2 cinder blocks, and I put the weight balancing on top of it. And then I like shimmy underneath it, and then that's my bench press. It's fucking horrifying, but the fear of death drives me forward.
Speaking of ending up in the emergency room.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you should probably have your cell phone dialed 911 and just sitting there waiting.
Blaine was like the fitness equipment vagrant. Like right before like this quarantine started, we knew it was coming, and like he kept going around the office. He's like, I think gyms are going to close. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do. And so then he's like, I wonder where I can get some dumbbells or something. And I was like, well, Achievement Hunter has some. He's like, that's a good idea. I'm going to go ask to borrow those. So like he was going around. You had to broadcast to AH and just like collecting it.
I like how we were like looking for like electric equipment and food. And, like, he's just like, where's your weights?
So currently what's that?
Keep going.
My fitness setup is 2 25-pound dumbbells from Achievement Hunter. I think they were like Michaels or something. I have Bernie's stolen. Those are the ones from the carnival video. I have Bernie's barbell with all of his weights or most of his weights. I have Broadcast Boys' pull-up bar sitting right over my office because the last time I was up there they hadn't taken it, and I was like, mine. And then I've got a bunch of
suddenly Blaine drops from the feed. So.
I also have like some resistance bands. Some of them were from Art Department, and some of them I ordered online. It's grim, folks. To stay thick.
You got a lot of stuff at your disposal, though. You are luckier than most people in that situation.
But Barb, you know what he doesn't have? Barb's been rubbing it in Blaine's face that she has this really nice squat rack.
Bro, you got a fucking squat rack and a bench. Oh my god!
Well, that is stuff I luckily Trevor had. He bought it a long time ago because he was trying to weigh his options of buying a gym membership versus just buying all the equipment he needed to essentially accomplish what he was going to accomplish at the gym, and he decided to invest and buy that. So I've been lucky enough to be able to use his stuff.
That's crazy. It's been great. You have the space for it. Like I can get like weighing up the price of the gym equipment, but it's like having to store it forever is what would be off-putting to me. Like I don't have enough room.
It really doesn't take as much room as you think it would. So the bar itself is the thing that takes up the most room because that's just wide. But the squat rack itself is maybe like, I don't know, 4 feet wide or something like that.
God,
maybe.
That is like my fucking dream is to have a weight room in my house. Like to go from sleeping to waking up and walking over to a bench and then just fucking ripping some shit out.
Look at how excited he's getting.
I'm so like, here's the thing. This COVID stuff fucking sucks. It's no good. It's fucking awful. When things go back to normal, I'll have a new lease on life. I'll feel like the fucking happiest man on the planet. I'll be like seeing everybody and loving everybody. And I'm going to fucking just kiss all of my weights. I'm going to lift everything.
I was going to say, there's going to be a scene where we cut to you at 24-hour or any like 24-hour gym in the middle of the night, like making out with like all the equipment, being like, I missed you, my dear, my baby.
Starting from the 2.5 pounders all the way to like the 120s, I'll kiss every dumbbell, just like that one.
Probably
like
get
100
COVID-19.
And like,
God,
this is why I feel like a piece of shit like during this time, because like everyone else is like, oh, I'm improving my home, I'm using this time to like improve my body or whatever, and I'm like, I am so fucking stressed out. I'm drinking, and so like every day I'm like, I know I can be, like, I just feel like such a piece of shit. Damn it, Blaine.
God.
I can't help it.
Can you save this for Thursday, please? Thank you.
Don't worry, he'll want to do it again on Thursday.
Everyone's so different. Like a ton of people are using this time for like, self-improvement or learning a new thing. I think it is absolutely, totally fine to use this time and do absolutely nothing with it. If that is what makes you the happiest, or if like you just want to be a bit sad about the situation and that's all you can get out of it, I think that's absolutely fine as well. I mean,
for sure.
I mean,
it makes sense. It's a fucking pandemic.
Yeah,
like this is not just like, oh, you guys get to just chill at home for a couple weeks or months or whatever it's going to be. Like, it's a fucking crisis.
Yeah. And
like give yourself some slack.
It's like,
but if you've got a bang couch.
Yeah, that's true. You got that. But it's like, we're working.
I've had this
and
for years already.
Like April and I are both trying to juggle our schedules because she works in global mobility. So if you don't know what that is, basically she moves people around the world for like big companies. And needless to say, that's on fire right now. Like she has some clients that are stuck in other countries that can't get home and like all this stuff. It's like, it's so like her job is like ramped up, and then obviously we need to keep producing content and like getting all that stuff. And so it's like we're doing that, and then we got the kids all day, and like, well, so like by the time like finally the kids are like asleep and like everything has settled and we're off, and it's just like I don't want to do shit. I don't want to do a single goddamn thing other than like watch a show. Tiger King is fucking great, by the way. Or just like go play WoW. That's what I've been doing a lot of. I've made a lot of progress on my WoW characters, not so much on myself.
It is funny. Whenever I log into Discord, I always see Chad's playing World of Warcraft.
I've been cooking so much. And it's been meals that I've been wanting to cook, but I haven't had the balls to do it. And my girlfriend's like an excellent cook. So like she's been coming over, and I made my mom's homemade meatloaf. Like I called my mom and I was like, all right, what specifically do I do? Like step by step. And it was so good. And then I also made breakfast pizza. Because in high school, they used to serve. Oh my God, it was fucking majestic. It was so good.
It's pretty heavy though for a breakfast.
I like the whole day was just like, I felt like I was sweating. It was so tasty though.
I have to ask, did it go into your pizza photo album that you have on your phone?
Nah, I stopped updating my pizza photo album. So yeah.
Can we give any context for that, or should we just wait for that to release in some fashion?
Oh, did that ever come out?
That's what I
don't think it did.
I don't want to say too much because it's such a good fucking concept for a video that I don't want to give anybody else the idea. It is aces. So we'll keep you updated, guys. There's a very good video coming out.
There's your breakfast pizza.
You got some like Italian sausage on there? What is that?
No. So basically, like
breakfast sausage.
JJ Pierce High School, Pierce Mustangs, in Richardson, Texas. It was the place that I went to freshman, sophomore year of high school. My dad used to coach there for years. And every morning, or not every morning, like some select special mornings, they would serve breakfast pizza. And the football players had morning practice. And we would literally like if word got around that breakfast pizza was being served, we would fucking shower and like chase, like run and race to the cafeteria to get our hands on it. Because basically all it is pizza crust, white gravy, mozzarella cheese, and breakfast sausage. And it was fucking magical. And it sounds kind of gross, but like,
not at all, dude.
It was
and what
so
planet
good.
does that sound gross?
Oh yeah, it sounds amazing.
No, it sounds good. It just sounds like a full English breakfast to me is the ultimate breakfast. But I would have that like once a week max because it's just so heavy.
Hey guys, look, nothing's changed.
Oh, we're on the set. Hey Chad.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Bernie
I'm
Burns.
pulling a Gus. Only my microphone is over here. Wow.
That's how you spread COVID.
Don't do that.
Hold on, is this extra life?
I've been getting so much flack from British people. Like, they're like, they don't understand what gravy is. White gravy. They only think of brown gravy.
Yeah, I've gotten used to the term gravy being a lot broader than what I'm used to. Like, to me, gravy is like meat water and stock
Gavin,
juice.
It's all gravy, baby.
But for real though, white gravy, like if you guys haven't tried it before, I don't know how to describe it. It's just like cream with like hints of sausage and pepper in it. And
that's just sauce.
Must be delivered via some sort of bread. That's its only caveat.
Wait, so do you have gravy? It's just one of those stupid fucking things like, oh, a biscuit's a cookie. Like they have it a different name? You said sauce.
Thinking gravy as in meat gravy, which is I think what the juices that come off when you cook certain meats.
Or you how would you explain an OXO cube?
But how would you explain white gravy to somebody that doesn't know what white gravy is?
I would just say it's some weird sauce.
Nailed it.
You know you don't need more wine when you try and slap it open.
I was trying to recreate something I saw where someone went, I forget what it was, but they were like,
the one slapping its spoons off? You can do it.
No, I can't.
I believe in you. Yeah, by the end, you got this.
This episode of the Rooster Teeth Podcast is brought to you by ExpressVPN. So we all know how ExpressVPN protects your privacy and security online, right? But here's something you might not know. You can also use ExpressVPN to unlock movies and shows that are only available in other countries. Now that so many of us are stuck at home, it's only a matter of time until you run out of stuff to watch on Netflix. So this whole week, you could be watching Doctor Who on UK Netflix using ExpressVPN. It's super simple to do. Just got to fire up the ExpressVPN app, change location to UK, refresh Netflix, and that's it. You see, ExpressVPN hides your IP address and lets you control where you want sites to think you're located. You can choose from almost 100 different countries, so just think about all the Netflix libraries you can go through. Love anime? You can use ExpressVPN to access Japanese Netflix and be spirited away. But it's not just Netflix. ExpressVPN works with any streaming service, Hulu, BBC iPlayer, YouTube, you name it. There's hundreds of VPNs out there, but the reason I think ExpressVPN is the best to watch shows is because of how ridiculously fast it is. There's never any buffering or lag. You can stream in HD with no problem. ExpressVPN is also compatible with all your devices, phones, media consoles, smart TV, and more. You can watch what you want on a personal device or on the big screen wherever you are. If you visit our link right now at expressvpn.com/rooster, you can get an extra 3 months of ExpressVPN for free. Support the show, watch what you want, and protect yourself with ExpressVPN at expressvpn.com/rooster. Thanks to ExpressVPN for sponsoring this episode of the Rooster Teeth Podcast.
So no, Blaine, like I hit like an epiphany. I think it was like probably like a year ago, where I remember I was sitting around and I was just bitching because I couldn't find like good Japanese brown curry, and then I just had this moment where I was like, "What am I doing? It's not sorcery. Like you don't have to get it from somewhere else. Like I can acquire the stuff needed to make this myself, and I can do it. And like I don't know why that just like never snapped before, like for like certain things. But then I was just like, oh, and so like I've been on this big kick now to be like I go out and like make shit that I like really enjoy that are like outside my comfort zone of cooking. I mean, and like it's been really fun.
There are some things that I genuinely can't get though. Like I can't get English milk. I have to have weird American sugar milk. It's just milk from an English cow, but for some reason it doesn't taste weird and like, sweet like a what?
An English cow?
No, not like a cow that's like mooing in an English accent.
This is why people talk about the chocolate bars from the UK because they use the English milk, and apparently we can't achieve that here.
Guys,
Well, yeah,
I
This is
only
the same
I
thing with,
only
like-
write on English paper. It's from paper made from English trees.
Look, Blaine, I'm just talking about stuff that you can make food, Blaine, but I can't make milk that came out of a different country's cow, Blaine.
It's the same thing. The cow's
No,
not
it isn't.
different
It's
just
like-
because you flew it to a different country.
It's eating different grass and feed,
Right.
and it's being
Yeah.
pasteurized in a different way. They're not adding
No,
the
it's
same
not.
shit. They're not adding like weird extra hormone crap to it or something.
Bullshit.
I don't
They
know-
do that
I don't know about
everywhere.
the
They
milk.
do that everywhere.
No, I mean they're
I
doing
will-
it.
I mean,
but look,
I will-
have a glass
it sounds
of English
ridiculous.
milk.
Okay, then give
But
me one, Gavin.
I can't.
You
That's
can't!
the whole point,
That's the
Blaine.
problem.
If I
Do you think you can
milked
get some like
would it
flown
be
to you?
English
Like, you
You
could probably
can't
get it
even
shipped
get
to you.
normal milk these days, guys.
Well, nobody's trying to get it from the UK.
Yo, I had a heartbreaking thing happen. I love milk. I love it. And I bought 2 gallons of milk because it's the maximum amount that they'll let me have. And I swear to you, I'll drink it in like 5 days. No problem. Was unloading groceries with my girlfriend, popped open the Jeep trunk, and then it's just like a ghost fucking threw the milk out. Like it just like launched out and just splattered on the concrete of the parking garage. And I just watched it just go like glug, 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 just like
No.
No.
it sucked.
So
Damn,
we have,
dude.
I think I told you that, guys, this is grown, but Gavin hasn't heard it. So like our driveway has a pretty steep incline, and we just gone shopping, and April and I had bought some wine, and so we pulled up, we parked, and I'm like, all right, cool. And her car is newer than mine. It has one of those like automatic trunks where like you hit the button and it just starts going. And so I was like, all right, cool. We hit that, and I'm standing behind it, and then just the only thing is 2 wine bottles just shoot out the back of it and shatter at my feet, and I was just like.
Oh,
I just looked down
No.
and then looked up
Not the
and then I just
wine.
walked inside.
not
I
a,
just
wait,
knocked
you
over
just
my
left the
vodka.
glass there, you asshole.
Oh, I know. I thought it was on my driveway. I went inside for
You're
a
like,
moment.
Logan, I have a job for you.
Yeah, exactly. And then I came back out and
It's
cleaned it
not.
up.
It's not littering if it's your land.
Yeah, right. No, I of course cleaned it up, but I just had that moment where I was like, I just need to take a second and process.
So if you
And
live
that's
next
actually
to
a
a
really
house
good question.
that had garbage all in its front yard and like trash everywhere, like that wouldn't bother you because it's their property?
It's my land.
Yeah, what-
it's not
what would I
this
say?
And
I mean,
and
if,
that's the
if
difference
there's
between
no,
if you have an HOA.
yeah, if there's no HOA, what am I gonna say about the way someone else uses their own land that they bought? It's there.
All right, Gavin. So say you bought a house and your neighbor is just like fucking like there. It's like the quadrant. Well, God, what's the word I'm saying? The perimeter of their house is just 10 feet stacked tall of just trash. Would you be like, it's your land?
Yeah.
Were you looking for
I mean,
property?
what am I gonna
lines?
say? Like, clear up your. I mean, look.
What if they
Humans can
kept
go-
Shit.
what if they
humans can
kept
go
an English
everywhere.
cow in their yard and the cow was shitting everywhere and eating all the grass and it
But-
stunk?
Look,
But it
I'm
was
not gonna,
English
especially,
grass, and it was an English cow.
especially in Texas. Especially in Texas, I'm not gonna tell a Texan what they can do with the land that they own. That's
Yeah.
outrageous. They'll shoot me.
They'll say,
Much-
dance.
Much higher chance
Yeah.
that you get shot down here for doing something like that.
Yeah, I feel like humans don't own a ton of space on the earth, unless you're a billionaire. So it's like if someone's worked enough to own some of their piece of America, then by all means, as long as it's not
Fuck it up.
toppling over or like injuring people passing by, I'm pretty sure you could do whatever you want, right? I mean,
Well,
you can't
it's
make
Yeah. I bought an
Well-
acre. I'm just gonna burn tires and aerosol cans out there 24/7.
But
Nothing
isn't
but
that
burning
illegal
trash.
though? Isn't that a legal issue?
But so is littering. It's illegal.
You're just countering what you were saying.
Blaine space right there.
Well, I'm saying if it's breaking the law, like I'm not going to grow, a ton of weed because it's.
Oh, it's
Isn't
your
it
land,
illegal?
That's
Isn't
your
it
land.
illegal, isn't it?
What if, Gavin,
Oh, God.
you bought some land and then you flew over some seeds of British grass and then you brought over a cow
For a weed stream?
Yeah,
Oh.
and then I
let
would
it
watch.
eat there.
I would watch the 40-degree sun come over and just bake it 24 hours a day. Not 24 hours. That doesn't make any sense.
Sorry, one more time
12.
in Fahrenheit.
40 degrees is cold, Gavin.
Oh,
No,
Yeah,
it's
there you
Celsius.
Yeah, he went Celsius. Yeah, that's
Excelsior.
Oh my god! Speaking of which, so we did a video, because like we bitch about how cold the bathrooms in our office get, and Mariel was finally like, "I'm done. I'm getting one of those little like temperature guns, and I'm gonna figure." So many of the comments were like, "How dare you just only show the degrees in Fahrenheit? Like, get on board with the rest of the world."
Special guest over here.
Hey!
Oh.
My text.
We heard you before on the.
Yeah, we were playing
6
Let's Roll.
feet.
We're getting.
Oh yeah,
rowdy.
he just texted. I didn't check, but yeah, he just texted me back. He
Hey,
says,
tell him
"Let's
to
roll."
tell him to do the dogs thing. Tell him to do the dogs thing.
Do the dogs thing? What's that?
He released a video where he's like up on the camera talking about dogs.
Oh god.
Your video where you're talking about the dogs. Here it comes.
Ah!
He doesn't have the microphone.
All right, now,
It's
now,
dogs.
all right, now Barb, have him lie down on that couch.
Dutch.
Dutch.
Dutch is not one of those dogs.
No,
He's a good boy.
he's the best.
Heavy sweetness.
Also, Chad, I'd like to point out, as I often do, this map, which is the very.
Yeah, I know, I know, and that's why we got obliterated. But like, we were all raised to Fahrenheit, okay? Like, we didn't think about it. You're right. We probably should have.
The whole point is that most of the world was, but they got rid of it. Like, it's not an American thing. It's like an old European thing. Sack it off. It's done. We're done with Fahrenheit.
But Gavin, I will make the argument as a fellow Celsior. I will say that we do live in America, and we have for at least 8 years. So I feel like at this point, we gotta adapt to what they do.
Excelsior.
I'm still crap at Fahrenheit. I can deal with it like on a thermostat, but if it comes to anything that's not like at the temperature of a room, I don't know where I stand with Fahrenheit.
Fair enough.
That's crazy for me to wrap my head around.
Do smart thermostats allow you to like easily switch it to Celsius, or do you just because they were here in America?
Most thermostats have both.
Yeah, it can be Celsius.
On my nest.
I don't want to do that to Turney. I don't want to have her.
You should be so confused. Oh, I'll just set it to 72, and then you're like, ah! Like it's just like a furnace.
Yeah, exactly.
Although it is weird because I used Fahrenheit back home in Canada for like indoor temperatures too, the same way you do here in America. And
is that because your parents grew up with Fahrenheit?
No, they grew up with Celsius as well. I mean, they grew up using both, like knowing both. But they're Canadian. Yeah. They're both Canadian.
My Nest has Celsius. I changed it, and it's 24.5 degrees.
Hell yeah, boy!
Hell yeah! That's a comfortable temperature.
Gavin, how much would you Venmo me if I kept it like that for a week?
How much would I Venmo? Someone Venmo'd me $1 the other day, just to say hi. And I replied to them, and they were like, "Wow, this worked." And I was like, "Don't." Oh, and then I deleted my Venmo.
I was gonna say, and then you announced that on a podcast that you responded to someone who sent you money.
Oh yeah, I really hated that they sent me money. Like, no one do that. It's Gavin.
I'm not responding for over $100.
Don't send me money.
One thing that's so weird about no, seriously, don't. One thing that's so interesting about Venmo though,
yeah, please
is
don't.
the public feed. Like I can see. Like Miles paying for groceries to someone. It's like, why is that a thing? And it like sends me.
Well, it's an
option.
option.
I don't know when I don't know when I signed up for Venmo. I don't think I've ever used it. Maybe I just got it because it was new at the time. But for some reason, the notification feed has never gone away, and I need to just delete the app because I keep knowing what everyone's buying.
Well, it's also, fucking weird. It's like like my exes and their new boyfriends and shit. It's like I don't want to know that. You know, so-and-so from 5 years ago just paid for roses or something. I don't know.
Paid for $10 on the casting couch.
$100 for great sex. Oh, no, like, well, that's what's weird too. Is like everyone, when they post something when they do a transaction on Venmo, they can choose whether or not that it's displayed publicly. And it's just like, people are just like, sure. And they're like, I remember people were talking about, like, Sarah Weems. She had to go out and pick something up for Extra Life. I think I was like, "Oh, will you grab me?" It was either like food or booze, probably booze. And then I was like, "I'll Venmo you back." So I did, and she critiqued me on not having like a funny public Venmo post for me paying her back. And I was like, "I'm just trying to give you money."
How dare you?
It's not a social media site.
And where's it pulling all the people from? Like, I've never done anything on Venmo, but is it taking it from Like an old Facebook account, or
No,
like what is it linked to?
I think it's phone numbers, because there's somebody on here that I've never had any connection with on social media, but she's on here, so I'm assuming her phone number is still saved into my phone.
Like sometimes it's rent. It's like, oh, this person paid $1,200 to this person. It's like,
and now you know what your rent is.
It's
Someone
It doesn't say amount though. I don't think it shows amount for public info. I think it just shows what it was.
bloody does.
If you
It
wanted
bloody
to, I
does
think.
not. I'm looking at just like the random public feed, but it's just randomly showing. Like I don't know
No,
any
I'm
of these
getting-
people.
This girl I
Alright.
talked to, like, legitimately, like 7 years ago, 5 years ago, sent somebody money for Coachella refund.
I wonder if we could find anybody paying anyone for Fire Festival on that app.
Probably.
Gave you $30,000 for the VIP suite at Fire Festival, or however much they were. How much were they? Like $100K?
Oh, I don't know. That whole thing was.
Does anybody know that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Those are
not
some fun
not my
documentaries to
thing.
watch.
Yeah, while you're stuck inside. But have you guys watched Tiger King? Have you seen it yet?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We finally finished it the other week.
Nah.
Did you guys
also
talk about
been-
this yet?
I've also been watching footage and interviews around the Netflix documentary, and it seems like they left out so much bad shit.
Like
Oh,
what?
I'm
About
sure they
shows.
did.
There was like a David Spade interview where he interviewed the producer guy, the guy who lost all this footage in the fire.
Yeah.
Did
he
your
was-
heart
he was-
also just like break for that?
Yeah.
Because I was. Oh,
he
dude.
was talking about stuff like Joe Exotic would just like walk up to a tiger he didn't like and shoot it in the head. And some woman dropped off a horse because she couldn't take care of it anymore. And he was like, yeah, we'll take care of it. We'll put it out in one of the fields. And the moment she left, he just shot it and fed it to the tigers. Like shit like that.
Oof.
Just like
Fuck, dude.
I don't doubt
the
it.
stuff that's like extra dark that I can see why they didn't put it in the documentary, but it really makes you wonder, like the way they frame everything. You end up watching the documentary and kind of having like a fondness for Joe Exotic, even though he's an absolute
To an
crazy
extent.
maniac. Yeah,
I think
like
up until
slightly.
like episode 5. Like episode 5, I think, is where you start to almost feel for him, but then I think it quickly shifts back.
Yeah, but there are moments where it's like in his favor, but then it's like he was just a terrible, awful human. If you can believe what everyone's saying outside of the
Everyone
documentary.
is. That's what's
Yeah.
insane about that documentary. You're just like, wow, this is fucking crazy. That person's batshit insane. Like clearly he's gonna be the person or he or she's gonna be the person that stands out in this documentary. And then the next episode, like, now meet this guy. And I'm like, whoa! Like, and they just keep going, and it's wild.
I want
I-
to I want to read you guys a tweet that I saw, which like I thought that I was the only person being like, man, I don't like show is so confusing to me, but this tweet says, how the fuck do you sit through 7 episodes of men running animal abuse sex cults and come out most angry at the woman survivor that possibly got rid of her creepy ass predator husband she met at the side of a road at 19 when he was in his 40s?
Which right, and that's it just everything is a turn, and it just keeps turning, and you're just like, this is
All of this
Yeah.
out of context. I haven't
I think-
watched it. I've only watched the trailer, and I'm from Oklahoma, and I was just like, this is just the same
Oh
white
my
trash that I
God.
grew up with.
You
I have
haven't
no
watched it?
interest. No, I lived
watch
it. I was in
Tiger King.
Oklahoma.
Did you
You
ever
did
go
not live there.
did you ever go to Joe Exotic's zoo?
I don't think so, but I do remember as a kid going to like a petting zoo / exotic zoo. I have no way of knowing whether or not that was connected or not.
you
but
did
like
cub petting.
we did like
Get 'em.
some sort of
I'm just kidding.
we did some sort of carnival bullshit where they had like animals and stuff. So I don't know. Oklahoma sucks.
I'm not gonna lie. When I was watching this, I thought about a certain
Buying a tiger?
service that brings exotic animals to places,
Mm,
and I was like,
Yeah.
man, I don't. Yeah,
I
should we talk about that
apparently
or no?
things were looked into and things are done safely and humanely.
Okay, good.
Yes. We're talking about the petting zoo that we used in a recent carnival video that we did. But yeah, apparently we did a lot of research into, well, not me, but the Mariel and
Producer.
everyone producing it looked into it and did a lot of research on it. So they're humane and good and everything. So
great.
Do not worry.
Good. Glad. I just got very nervous when the dude just like dropped the tiger. Tiger. Fucking Tiger King. When the dude was just like, here's your kangaroo. Like, and he's like, I'm gonna go get the other animals. And then it was just like running around H's office. And I'm like, what the fuck do we do? Like,
I know. That was a very confusing time. Gavin, I'm still bummed out that you never saw that in person.
Well, I did see it at the other thing.
Yeah, but I mean, like the whole carnival we set up for you.
Yeah.
And it's Ryan's fault.
Yeah, it really is.
Oh, I guess we're not playing, Siege today or whatever you guys were supposed to do.
I mean, they were being respectful of my time, which I appreciate. But also, yeah, that would have been really fun to
Well, I don't
be
appreciate it. Because I was ready for you to come in and see that.
Would you have rubbed baby oil on me, Gavin? Had you been there?
Sure.
See, and like the game that Barb and I created for Matt was really for all of you. You guys got to shoot some stuff that dumped glitter all over his desk. By the way, he's probably still finding glitter, huh?
Oh, I mean, if you've ever had glitter poured over your anything, you'll find it for the rest of your life.
Yeah,
that was the goal. It was to give him a lifelong present. I kind of like this idea of us doing nice pranks to you guys, like just doing nice things and fun things for you. I want to get back into doing more of that when we get back.
It's like that old short that Rooster Teeth made where... Who was it that was really bad at pranks? They were like really nice things.
I think it was
Gus. It was Gus, I think. Gus and Matt were in that video, I think.
Prank King stuff?
Yeah, Prank King.
Yeah.
Or was it... No, it's Jeff. Doesn't he go, woohoo? And then he like pops down or something?
I want to say I think it's Gus and Matt.
I like that we all work at Rooster Teeth, and then there's like somebody watching right now, and they're just like pulling their fucking hair out. They're like, ah!
Listen, because Gus keeps doing nice things for Matt.
Yeah.
So he like washes his car and all this stuff, and then Bernie. This is the introduction, I think, of Cop Bernie and Joel.
Oh, the one where Jeff goes woohoo is when the egg seeding thing. I think that's Baby Gus.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's another classic.
To comment on Blaine was saying, what you guys need to understand is like a lot of us have been doing this for a very long time, like 10, 11 years more. Like we've made so much shit that like there's no like there are times like someone will come up to me and they'll be like, in this video, like you said this, and like especially with like Death Battle and stuff, which is very analytical, and we dove into a bunch of things. Like you said this and this, and I thought it would be this way and blah blah blah. Can you remember that? And I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Like
I literally
fucking clue, dude.
The last episode of Good Morning from Hell we did, apparently I said something as Clayton about Blaine, like myself, and then people were like, oh, is Blaine canon in Good Morning from Hell? And I was like, we just shot that last week and I have no idea what you're talking about. Like I just reset my memory.
That happens after probably every single podcast, especially Always Open that we do, because since I'm hosting it, I'm in like, all right, I got to remember the segments. I got to like keep track of all these things at the same time, all the ads and whatnot. And by the time it's over, they're like, cool, you guys have any titles you could think of that you want to call this episode? I'm like, I have blacked out on everything we've just said.
Have we recorded yet?
It is crazy how long some of us have been doing the same thing. Like I recently shot it's like a VR 3D series for Oculus in slow-mo. And I was trying to remember the last time I'd done 3D with Phantoms. And I was like, oh, it's probably a few years ago. I looked it up. It was literally a decade ago. It was like 10 full years ago that I'd frame sync 2 Phantoms together. Because it was around the time where 3D TVs were coming. That was in 3D though. That was just a bunch of Phantoms for different angles. But like 3D TVs were trying to make a comeback around like 2010 or 2009.
Yeah,
man, that was like
this is my 12th year since starting with Screw Attack.
Wow. How many people were at Screw Attack when you started?
Let's see. Craig, Ben, Brian, Nick. Maybe, like probably anywhere between 4 and 6. I don't remember exactly. A lot of us got brought in like really close to each other.
And what was it at when it was at the most people working there?
Oh, the most people working there? We had like 14, I think. It's been a while. Now, I mean, now it's crazy, but it's been rebranded as Death Battle, so it's like, where do you draw the line? Because also now, like, with Sean taking over animation along with Joe, And like now we've kind of like merged the 2D team in with Death Battle, and it's actually been really cool. So I don't know if you guys have seen Death Battle recently, but like we got to use the 2D team a lot more, and like they've all come together to help each other, and like we've helped them with like using 3D environments and 2D, and like
Oh
it's
yeah,
been
it looks
really
awesome.
It's been super cool. So
did you guys ever do the? I'm not going to say who he goes against in case you haven't done it, but a Deadpool episode, is that a thing that you've released?
We've done a few. Deadpool versus Deathstroke, and then we did Deadpool versus Pinkie Pie from My Little Pony, and then most recently we've done Deadpool versus The Mask, and that's probably why you're thinking of it, because
that's
the 2D team did that.
So they asked if live action wanted to participate in that. I don't know if this is going too behind the scenes. I don't really give a fuck. Anyways, so like I wrote a script. I wrote a script where it was a fight that took place outside of their actual fight. So then I wrote a script where it was like 20 people in green Zentai suits versus 20 people in red Zentai suits. And they fought each other. It was fucking stupid. I can't remember what the punchline was.
Blaine just wanted an excuse to wear a skin-tight suit for something.
No, I just really wanted to see a room filled with
your
40
muscles
people in
rippling
Zentai
in those
suits, just running at each other and then breaking chairs off of each other, and you can't see their faces. You just see Zentai suits. Zentai suits are so fucking funny.
Yep. Believe it or not, yeah, there was some weird legal issue that made that not happen, but yeah. But anyway, long time. So yeah, coming up on 12 years for me doing this.
There are so many people I've met at conventions when we've gone to represent Ruby who've told me that they found Ruby through Death Battle, through the one with Yang and Tifa.
Oh, was that the first time I met you when you came down?
It might have been. I came down to Dallas to record.
No, I think I met you when you came out to SGC. Yeah. And then that was after. I still get people who be like, if we ever introduced like Grandma Boomstick, that you have to voice the character.
Grandma Boomstick. I forget the voice I did for it.
You tried to go gravelly with it, like do the.
How do you do Boomstick again? What does it sound like?
What do you mean, Barb? What am I talking about? Hey!
Hey, what do you mean, Barb? It's me, Grandma Boomstick.
I hate myself.
This is like a pitch shift to Chad. Chad, when did we meet? I'm trying. Now I want to know. Okay, so I met Barbara when I was packing stuff at RTX, and you came up, and I said, "Hey," and then you went, "Hey,"
and then what's up, dude? Hey. I was ahead of the time. I was preparing for COVID-19.
You absolutely were. I do not remember what the context of meeting Gavin was.
I don't remember meeting you in the slightest. I don't know why that is. But I feel like you feel the same way about me. Like, when did we meet?
I would guess it was at some point, like before an RT podcast when you were interning for Rooster Teeth, Blaine. That's why
I'm sure I saw you passing at RTX or something.
I remember the first time I thought you were awesome, Blaine. It was when we did that Lads Action News, and someone busted your shirt open, but it was all those poppers, and your whole thing just like, and you're like, oh no, and I was like, that was really funny. I actually texted you the other day. Was it today? Yesterday? Because I saw a compilation. I think Hembo made a compilation of the last couple of weeks, and I always watch those to catch up on the shit that I don't watch fully. And you burped in Jeremy's face, and it was the funniest goddamn thing. It was like some yellow. What do you say? It was like butter Coke or something.
It was like butter soda, and we lost against him in beer pong, and he made me chug the whole bottle.
That was so
the
fun,
most
though.
It was like a triple layer burp where you had like the rumbly burp and then just like an airflow element to it, and the sound was just unbelievable. And then Jeremy just immediately gags.
Like, Jeremy was taped to the ground, so he had to stay where he was. So like, I just chugged the beer, and I'm surprised he didn't see it coming because I telegraphed it so much. I was walking towards him, and then I just went, just like run his face, and then I think I finished it with one of those. And he just went,
and then you don't react to it anyway. You're not even laughing or smiling. You're just like, damn right.
I was also, it's funny that you bring that up because I also was watching, I forget who made it, and I apologize to whoever did it, but like a recap of a bunch of stuff that happened. Oh, no, wait, I'm dumb. It was the trailer we just put out for what's coming up in 2020, like the official Rooster Teeth one. And there's a shot of you, Gavin, playing the muscle spasm Jenga that you guys did on the 12-hour stream that we also did for Versus. and you go, "Who do you work for?"
Yeah, I guess my arms don't have a lot to them, so the muscle is like it's so small, but it's in so much control over everything else because I got no other muscle to fight it. So it was like snapping my arm back and then moving my whole body over like this, and I really had very little control.
All right, so I forgot. What gameplay versus was that morning? No, they did versus where they had the muscle zappy deals or whatever. Yeah, for Jenga. Right. And so like we're hanging out in like our little living room in our office, and Barb comes out. I have to recreate this because she comes around the corner. I'm gonna have to crouch because my webcam. I'm gonna use my knees. So she comes around the corner and she's just literally like this. With just her arm stuck out like that. And I'm just like, you okay?
It was really painful, okay? I felt like I just did like 1,000 fucking barbell lifts. Shit.
My arm, I'm a little baby. Like we were only on like 6 or something on the scale to 10. But my arm hurt for like 4 days.
Oh yeah, she talked about it for multiple days. Like it really apparently messes you up.
It sucked.
It's a sweet Killer Instinct shirt, Chad.
Oh, thank you.
Combo breaker. Chad, when did we meet?
Were you at that SGC with Barb?
I've never been to SGC.
Okay.
No, I think it was.
Then the first time we met was probably Extra Life.
Yeah, maybe. I remember.
That makes sense.
I can remember the specific moment where I thought Chad was cool, but I don't know if I'm allowed to say it. Basically, you very subtly escorted somebody off the stage because they were drunk. It was the funniest thing ever. Sorry. All right.
Was that at RTX or where was that?
It was an Extra Life.
Extra Life.
It just Chad just like had a perfect segue out of some awkward moment, and I was like, I like this Chad guy.
Chad is masterful at stuff like that. Like in terms of like calmly explaining things to people or like diffusing a very awkward situation. Chad is like chef's kiss, masterful at that.
Yeah, well, it was one of the things where the thing happened, and then he just like took a moment, and then looked at camera and said, "Okay, we're moving on."
I want to know who this drunk person was.
It's all good.
It's in the chat.
It's so good.
But it was you, Gavin. We just didn't want to say anything.
Yeah, that moment did happen, but it was behind the scenes of Let's Play Live.
Oh my god, that might be the drunkest I've been with people.
100%.
One at RTX?
Drunkest I've ever seen you, at least in the few times we've hung out.
That was full blackout, man. That's so scary.
Was that the one at RTX?
Yeah. Because I don't know. It was. I think 2 different people were trying to murder me and kill me, by just giving. It was already an open bar. Like I'm well aware that I could just go and get a drink, but people just keep getting a bunch and putting one in my hand every time. Double fisting at some points. I was never a point where a drink wasn't in my hand. And obviously, when you're drinking and being social, you have the occasional sip, and you just keep sipping away until your brain turns off, and your body just keeps going. And that's what happened.
I think that person's name is Michael.
That person's name is Michael Jones.
No, it was also Jeremy. And then
both
also there was no food, and because like with Let's Play Live, like anything at RTX, like we've all been there, and everybody can attest to this. Like for some, like there's this weird time warp that happens where you're just like, I have to go do my next thing, or I have to do this thing, and like, oh, now I'm talking to people on the floor, and blah blah blah, and you're just like, oh shit, I haven't eaten in like 8 hours, right?
I lose weight at RTX every single year. I lose like 3 or 4 pounds from just walking around all weekend and like being stressed out and sweaty and like exhausted and never eating.
Yeah,
there's a specific corner store that I go to during RTX, and I just like I find a corner, I fucking stock up on all this food, and I eat like 3,000 calories on the spot, and I still don't feel full after it. RTX is
wild, and so like we're doing Let's Play Live. What's up?
Probably just quickly mention in case anybody watching the show happened to not see the news that RTX was postponed into September 5th to 7th, Labor Day weekend. So in case you did not hear the news, now you know. That is, of course, pending everything is safe and, good by that date. But we're assuming it should be. But yeah, these are the new dates. September 5th to 7th.
Great thing about September, it's going to be a lot better weather, and you're going to be enjoying Austin in nice weather. July,
and it's
RTX.
It's a Saturday to Monday, too, which is a very interesting change. I don't think we've
I'm
ever
fucking
done that
stoked.
before.
It's gonna be one of those
it's gonna be
things
really
where, like, it's gonna be like as if Christmas was delayed, so the anticipation builds more and more. And when I get there, I'm just gonna come all over the audience. No, I'm not gonna do that. I was just thinking
when you were, I almost didn't make the comment because when you started, you were like that, and then you went with it. So
I was just remember the drunkest I've ever been in front of the Rooster Teeth audience was at RTX Sydney, and I remember I was at a bar and it was the community night or whatever, and I think Alana was DJing, and she let me hit the button to drop the bass, and I was so fucking drunk that it was like dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it. Everyone was just like, yeah, and then Alana was like, you fucking missed it.
Speaking of drunk too, I found during that Let's Play Live at RTX, I was backstage like hanging out with everybody. And that Gavin, I think that's when you were at peak drunk because they were trying to get you into your Dusk Boys suit, just spandex.
Well, I feel like I got into it just fine. I couldn't get out.
It was getting out.
Yeah, but I don't know, like I don't want to bother sending these to broadcast, but there's Gavin.
He's so fucking trash.
So
just looking super excited.
Here's what the problem was. He didn't take his shoes off. So after, by the way, yeah, that's right, true. Anybody who attended that, there was 100% a Dusk Boy segment that was planned, but none of them could hear the cue, so they never went on stage. So this is like the perfect storm of like, so we get here early and they're like, hey, sign like, I don't know, 3,000 posters. So we're all just like signing like vigorously. And then they're like, here's an open bar. And they're like, is there anything about food? And like, no, we don't have food. And so I had sent my friends out to get McDonald's. Gav, I don't know if you remember when my friends returned with like a fuck ton of McDonald's for everyone.
I remember.
It was very needed and incredible. And so like, yeah, so we're all just like drinking. And then like the Dust Boys thing was like way later on was planned. So after we did the Hunger Games, where I got tased a lot, then like I go backstage, I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna now just like start slamming drinks, and then oh my god, yeah, you were so ready to go out there and like do your thing, and no one heard the cue, so it didn't happen. You came back and you're like, I don't know, and then you're like, I need to get out of this thing, but you didn't take your shoes off.
Well, so the thing is, I feel like I was out on stage at one point because there's a picture of me making it out there, probably in the wrong section.
I think you guys ran around like after the fact doing something. I don't remember.
The issue was, I've mentioned this before, but my shoelaces were done up real tight, and I forgot the order of the suit. Like I was in the spandex suit, and then I put my foot into my shoes again and tied them up. So then when I peeled out of the suit, they were like stuck. My feet were stuck in my shoes, tied up under the suit, and then I was just trying to drag them off. I was like, I can't, and I just got really sad that I couldn't get out of the suit.
This is when I walked up.
It took like 3 or 4 people to try.
Somebody came back, and I think like the Sugar Pine guys were like pulling you out of half of it, and like
I remember Jackie
Michael
and Alfredo.
was pulling you.
Like, this is all I remember. Is that I don't remember a ton of the, I guess, event, but I do remember being stuck in the suit, and I remember the faces of the people trying to get me out. And I've envisioned them now all with halos because they're absolute saints for trying getting me out of that bloody hot suit.
And so it's like I walked into like and everyone was drunk. That's the other part. So like there's a bunch of drunk people just like pulling, and like your shoes are still clearly on, and you're like,
and they weren't like nice slip-ons, or they were like high top Converse, like done all the way up to like above my ankles. They were not coming off.
It was also like backstage. That backstage area was fucking dark. Like you couldn't see shit.
Oh yeah,
I remember running into stuff back there. So
yeah. I remember being able to tell where certain people were by the smell of alcohol.
Oh yeah. And then Gavin had a very sweet, very drunken heart-to-heart with me. That was very nice.
I don't remember that, but I mean, you are one of my go-tos for drunk talks. You're a great drunk chatter. Good listener.
Thank you, Gav.
What kind of drunks do you think that you guys are? Like, there's like the friendly drunk, there's the talkative drunk, there's the mean drunk.
Oh, I am friendly and talkative.
I think it depends on the booze. Like a lot of the time it's like lovey, and then sometimes it's like cheeky and Larry. Maybe it's the people I'm around. Like I feel like with you, Barbara, I get just Larry.
Larry.
What is Larry?
You get Larry Dunkelman. Yeah, what is Larry?
Let me get the definition of Larry.
I'm huggy and lovey and broy. Like I love my drunk persona. He doesn't come out that often. Rowdy.
Maybe not Larry. There's a lot of different definitions of Larry.
Gavin, you have like tried to like prod me on to do stupid shit when you've been drunk before. I think I made some guy lose like $300 because you bet him money or something like that.
Gavin, when he's drunk, is like dance monkeys.
No, that's true, dude. You get you do very much try and set up your own entertainment. Like when you're really drunk, like that's when you like to come up and be like, "What would you do for $100?" You know, it's like something like it's a random thing like that. You know, like would you do blank for blank? For you're just looking for a source of entertainment.
I mean, usually it's if I've come off a production where you get, because I usually never have any cash, but if you get per diems, you know, it's like, oh, this is to cover your food for today, and then I end up just not using it. So you end up with just like kind of obscene notes, like a Benjamin or a 50, and it's like, yeah, if I get drunk, it ends up being like, I'll lose that. I'll just lose it because it's like, because to me it's like, oh, I could get like an experience from this, or I could buy like some McDonald's, but I end up just not eating. And then I get drunk, and then that causes me to lose it faster. It's a vicious cycle.
Yeah, so we're getting back on track to like when everybody met each other. Blaine, I'm pretty sure we met during Extra Life, like I said. Okay. And Gav, we met the first time when Screw Attack got brought under RT, and we came down to do some crossover filming with Achievement Hunter. And still to this day, that Amazing Frog Let's Play that we did is one of my favorite Let's Plays that I've ever done. That was so fucking funny. Like we were laughing and crying. I still can't believe how many of us got stuck in that blimp.
It's just such like a janky game that
I love it.
If anything happened, if you imagine something and then you could do it, it's like a miracle that it works because there's so much jank. I loved all those videos we made.
Oh yeah, it was so much fun. And then since we're going to the next part, which is like when people were befriended, I remember it was RTX London. Specifically, what was it? Like it was like the first or second night where we're all hanging out at that bar in our hotel, and there was that random dude that just like inserted himself into our conversation. Do you remember this? Like somebody
Muhammad?
Yes. Somebody kept
I think I
ordering
do
shots.
remember that.
So like we're just like, it was Michael. I'm pretty sure it was Michael and Lindsay were just like, yeah, shots. Like, and so like shots just keep coming, and like people are telling stories. And this dude literally, his icebreaker when he came and sat down was like, hey, I heard you guys swearing. I also like to swear. Like that was his icebreaker. And then
I remember this guy vividly now.
Oh yeah, and then like he kept calling Gavin the wrong name. It was something like
Kevin.
Kevin. Yes, it was Kevin. And I was like, at this point, like there's so many shots, and I was just like, all right, like so. Then I just kept like, what's up?
Which RTX London was that?
Not last year, not the last one, but the one.
I think it was the second one.
Got it. All right.
Yeah, second one.
Yeah, that guy was super obnoxious.
Oh, I know, and it was
more obnoxious than all of us somehow, which I think is an amazing.
Well, we know each other. We could annoy each other and be fine.
Yeah.
But I kept like, I could tell like Kevin was having none of it, and this guy was just like trying to just like be the life of the party and like tell all these stories, and I was like, oh yeah, Kevin loves that. Look at it.
How did we get rid of him?
And so no, then it was great. Literally, Gavin turns to us after like, I don't know, you tolerate about like maybe 15, 20 minutes of this dude, and then you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna go. And he just gets up and just walks away.
Yeah, he probably called me. He probably like tried to Kevin me into the conversation, or like hop into Kevin's conversation for the 9th time, and I was like, yeah, all right, see ya.
I thought you were legitimately laughing just now.
No.
I don't know. Like, I don't know why that happens so often. Like, that's happened to me in multiple social settings. If someone just like some drunk, belligerent person just coming over and being like, I'm going to be friends with you guys now. And it's like, no?
I have zero patience for that.
I feel like sometimes
I know.
You can get a good interaction from that though. But usually the ones that find us are just
The worst.
I don't know how to describe it. It's just, they're just so belligerent and so overly obnoxious that they make
There
up.
was
They
one
make us look
time-
nice.
I don't know if any of you guys were with me. Blaine, you might have been. I don't remember. This was a time we were hanging out at a bar called Garage Bar in Austin.
Okay.
And someone we used to work with came, and I guess not too fond of this person, I guess. I think they I don't know. They weren't the greatest person. We don't work with them anymore.
right now.
I'm
It was
gonna
just-
type it in the chat so you
All
guys
right,
know.
yeah. For context, yeah.
And this person befriended someone at the bar and brought them over to our table, even though we didn't invite this person who we worked with. He just happened to be at the same bar we were at.
Yeah.
And
He or she.
I already said he, so it's
I was trying to
he
cover
brought
you, it's
over
fine.
this person who he drunkenly befriended. And then he left the drunken friend of his who wasn't actually his friend with us. And we were like, we didn't know that this guy didn't even know him before. He was just some random person from the bar. We're like, oh, so-and-so's friend is still here. I guess we'll hang out with him because he left. So, and then we slowly realized over the course of the night, like, nobody actually knows this guy. We should probably tell him to leave.
Oh, what if was he not nice? At least
He was just sitting there drunk, just like at our table.
There is an element to like I feel like I can't be like fully myself or like open up and talk normal when there's some like a complete stranger there, and I'm just like I have no idea who this person is. Like I mean,
Right,
I'm happy to talk to
like-
strangers.
It was that awkward moment of everyone like looking at each other, being like,
Is he yours?
Yeah.
No, and I love meeting new people and like, you know, and stuff like that, but it's just like there's like a right context, and then if someone just fucking like appears and you're just like, what are you doing? Like, I can't handle that. There was one time I was at a brewery and I think Eric might have been there. I think it may have been Jordan Swears. Guy comes up, super fucking trash, day drunk, and is like, what's up, guys? And then I just looked at everybody and I was like, okay, I'll see you guys later. And I just like left. Like full drink, fucking ghosted. I was like, no patience.
100%. So Blaine has about 15 seconds in him if someone is being just like obnoxiously annoying, and then he will find someone that he knows. He will make eye contact. He goes, and then like, boom, like gone.
I'm the opposite. Where I'll just tell that person to get the fuck out.
Yeah, I can't do that. I don't have it in me. I had a thing once where I was at one of the industry parties, I think RTX, which is like usually the day before RTX starts or like on a different night where exhibitors come and stuff. And I was with Alana, just talking to her because I don't see her very often. And these two dudes were with her. And I just assumed that they were with her. They're just her friends. And I was like half an hour into this conversation just with these two dudes who I just figured out weren't saying anything. They were just sort of stood at us like just while we were talking. And I was like, I guess at one point I tried to introduce myself, but she didn't know who they were either. And at that, eventually we cottoned onto that. So I tried to get her out of this situation by being like, oh, Alana, you want to go get a drink? And she was like, yeah, I'll have a vodka Coke or whatever. I just like took her order instead of, hey, let's go to the bar. She was like, yeah, I'll have this drink. And I was like, God damn it. So I just left and went to the bar on my own. And she was just stuck with these two dudes. She didn't cotton on to what I was doing of like,
this is your out. Yeah.
See, what I do in that situation is I slowly turn the circle so that I'm blocking out the people who are making me uncomfortable. just to force them to stand behind me so that they're not like awkwardly just part of the conversation without doing anything and just standing there. I'm just like, if you're making me uncomfortable, it's not happening.
Yeah. I know this won't be great for the VOD version, but apparently we just died live.
Oh, is that a spicy story? Too spicy?
Oh, I don't know. But we probably should take this opportunity to end the podcast since it is past 6:30. Thank you all for watching, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
This was a lot of fun.
Still got the post show to do.
Wasn't as bad this week.
Yeah, it's getting better.
Yeah, it's like
getting
that's the biggest delay on the whole podcast right there.
10 seconds later.
Well, stay home, everyone. Stay healthy. Be safe. And thank you for watching. Don't forget, we're live every single day, pretty much all day on RTTV. So hang out,
Play
first
good
members. You're the people who make it possible. So thank you for your support, and we'll keep going for the foreseeable future, especially with you guys supporting us. So thank you so much. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye,
Kevin, we
everybody.
did it at the exact same
I
time.
know. I looked.
Bye.